I'm Linda Hurtado. We continue to track breaking news right now in Port Richey. Police just wrapped up an active SWAT situation just before 11 this morning. We're waiting for a press conference with Sheriff Chris Nacco. It looks like he's walking up to the podium right now. Let's go.
Good. We good? Focus. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Do I got to speak up the whole time?
Yeah, and a little closer because with all the wind and everything.
Check 1 2. We're good. Let me just say, first and foremost, a lot of this information is all preliminary, so I want to make that very clear. This preliminary information. I also want to thank Pasco Fire Rescue, who did an outstanding job, worked side by side, and Port Richey. When we had the barricade situation, they were able to come in to assist us. I'm going to go through the details, and again, let me state this is preliminary. At 4728 Catherine Street this morning, Jason Rios, who's 23 years of age, is our suspect in the case. This is preliminary information. He's paranoid schizophrenic and possibly using illegal drugs. Also who lives at this house is his father, Ernesto Rios, and his mother, Angela Rios. There's also 4 children in the house. They are the grandkids of Ernesto and Angela, and Jason is the uncle of these kids. Around 7:50, 8 o'clock this morning, Ernesto gets up. He goes out of his bedroom. He sees Jason walking around and pacing in the house. He then goes to all the 4 kids' rooms and he starts waking up, telling them to get ready for school. Ernesto then goes into the shower, starts taking a shower. When he's about to get in, he starts hearing screaming from one of his granddaughters. He runs into the room and sees a very bloodied granddaughter with severe injuries. He then runs into the other granddaughter's room. While he's in there, he says that she is extremely injured, and standing over her is Jason with a blunt force weapon. He grabs Jason, grabs the weapon, stops him from hitting her again, drags him out of the house. While he's dragging Jason out of the house, he sees somebody walking down the street. He says, "Please call 911. That bystander says, "I already did." Ernesto then goes back in the house. Jason keeps trying to get into the house. Pasco deputies arrive on scene, and I can say they are true heroes. It was a horrific scene. I've already talked to them, and you can see in their eyes, this is one of those cases that's going to live with them forever, and we're going to make sure that we get them the mental health training, and our chaplains are going to be with them, which they already are, because you could see this emotionally affected them. They went into the house. They safely, with fire rescue, removed the children, the 2 young girls that were injured that had to be taken to hospital. They also discovered the body of Angela, where she had died on scene. They then see Jason. Jason tries to charge at them, and he then runs off, and he runs into the next door neighbor's house and barricades himself in that house. That is the uncle's house. We did not know at any point if there was anybody else in that house. So we treat this whole situation as a barricade situation with possible hostages inside. And the way that with the injuries of the other people, we knew they may be in critical situation inside. As you saw, our SWAT team responded, hostage negotiators. Let me reiterate, at all the time we were told there was possibly a gun, that Jason may have had a gun. We were told that he shoots at the firing range. So we kept being told over and over again there may be a gun involved. We tried to negotiate with him, he wouldn't come out. As time went on, we realized if there are other hostages inside his house, if he had harmed anybody else, we got to go in there and get them out. After we had the situations in our hands that we realized we felt good going in there, we sent our Bearcat in, as you saw. We first did distractory devices. We kept asking him to come outside. He would never come out peacefully. We then deployed gas. He still wouldn't come out. You see on the front of our Bearcat, we have a tool that assists us to try to safely remove somebody from the situation. We were able to take out part of the wall. Because of the gas, because of the situation going on, Jason comes out. When he comes out, he has his hand in his pocket. In law enforcement, to us, this is a term that this may be a suicide by cop situation, that he wanted us to fire on him. Our SWAT team are true professionals. They kept giving him orders, get down, get down, get down. And he kept stumbling. As he came out, He stumbled into our Bearcat and knocked himself out. He went down to the ground. We were able to take him into custody. The one thing you might have seen was that he had wounds on his body. We're finding out now that through the investigation, he might have gotten a drill bit. And with a long drill bit, went through his neck, and with an auger, with part into his head, and possibly into his stomach. There was self-inflicted wounds. Let me reiterate, our SWAT team did not fire one round. We did not use force. We tried to resolve this peacefully. Why this investigation is going on, why we're trying to, peacefully remove the whole situation, our detectives were getting information, working with the family. We had our forensics. We know this is going to be a long crime scene. This is a horrific situation. I can tell you personally, I was on a call hearing this come out. I can't say enough good things about our deputies. They acted professional. The first ones on scene, you hear their voices, you hear them calling people down here. They did an unbelievable job. And let me go back to, we have to make sure that those first responders are treated properly, that they are taken care of because of the mental health situations. They've seen some traumatic scenes, especially when they see in their eyes and they talk about those poor little girls coming out, that how bad of a situation. The other one too is that our victim advocates are here. We're going to assist the family. We know that this is a horrific time for that family, that they need help. And the Pasco Sheriff's Office is going to provide all the help we can. Our Child Protective Investigation Unit is here. We're going to make sure that all the proper steps are done, that the two other children involved, the two boys, are going to be in safe hands. Is there anything I can answer at this time?
Can you say again, what was the situation? There were 4 kids inside the home.
Yes. 2
of them were hurt. Can you explain that again?
Yeah, again, there are 4 children that live in the house. They were the grandkids of Angela and Ernesto. The 2 young girls, ages ages I have now are 7 and 9, possibly 6 and 9. They were taken to the hospital. I don't know the condition at this time, but I can tell you it was a very bad scene. Angela died at the scene here, but the 2 boys, they're in good condition. They're okay, but the 2 little girls are in critical condition. The other thing too is I ask for prayers. If our community can rally prayers for those young girls and this family at this time, they need them. And also for our members, for what they saw today.
Angela was, what's the suspect's name?
Jason Rios, R-I-O-S.
And that, Angela is his mother?
Angela is the mother of Jason. Yes. Ernesto and Angela are the mother and father of Jason and the grandparents of the 4 children. And Jason is the uncle of the 4 kids in the house.
And did Jason live in that house, or he lived in the house that he ended up running?
I'm not sure exactly how the whole family, who lived there. It seems like to us that Jason may have lived there, but as I said, it's all preliminary right now.
So Jason apparently attacked the 2 younger girls in the home and then also attacked Angela?
In the home, prior to law enforcement getting there, it appears that Jason attacked his mother, Angela, and his 2 nieces.
I'm sorry, can you say that again? I'm sorry.
It appears before law enforcement arrived on scene that Jason attacked his mother, Angela, and his 2 nieces.
How many dead of the children?
Right now, it's approximately 7 and 9, and maybe 6 and 9. We're still working right now, of the 2 girls. And the boys are, I believe at this time, they're 15 and under. Everybody we know is juveniles.
Boys unharmed.
Boys are unharmed, yes.
Hit them with like just an item, all 3 of them?
Right. We know it's a blunt force trauma, so right now, until we see the exact weapon, I don't want to put that out there. But the other thing too is just why you saw the tactics, everything we did. We've been told the whole time there's a gun. The family told us there was a gun. They said there's 1 gun that's unaccounted for. They don't know where it's at. That raises our thoughts as to what is going on and to make sure nobody else gets harmed.
You mentioned he was appearing with schizophrenic. Have there been other issues with him at this time?
And that's being told from us from the family. That's being told from us from the family that he was diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic and there's possibly illegal drug use.
What do you know about this guy's background? Has he had other problems in the past? Has he been on your radar for any reason?
I don't have that right now, but once we get that information, I'll make sure we get it to you.
How did he injure himself again?
He got from our understanding, the investigation right now is that he got a drill bit and he drilled a hole through his neck, and then with an auger, he actually went through his head and possibly through his stomach. That's still part of the investigation, but those were all self-inflicted wounds. No, I can tell you that's why I say those first responders did a great job. They went door to door, making sure anybody who was in the area, we were getting out of there.
Sir, what are your steps from here forward?
Here forward is, first is that we're making sure that the family of the victim is being taken care of, that our victim advocates are with them. For our own members who had to go into that scene, we have the chaplains out here right now. We're going to make sure they're going to be taken care of because the emotional situation they went through. From the investigative standpoint, our major crimes unit homicide detectives have been out here from the initial get-go. They've been working with us, so they're going forward through the investigation. You probably see forensics is already out here. They were staging. So as soon as we were able to move forward, we were able to go through to investigate the situation. All right?
Will we hear an update from you planned anytime the rest of the afternoon?
It depends on what information we get going forward. I appreciate it all. The big thing is we need a lot of prayers out here today. Thank you all very much.
A lot of prayers out here today. You've been listening to the Sheriff of Pasco County, Chris Nacco, in a news conference after a SWAT situation wrapped up a short time ago in Pasco County. What we've learned new since this morning, Jason Rios, 23 years old, is the suspect who barricaded himself in the house. The sheriff saying he was a paranoid schizophrenic and could have been using drugs this morning. He killed his mother, Angela, in that house and also injured two of his nieces. They have been taken to St. Joseph's Hospital. We do have crews at St. Joseph's Hospital right now trying to find their condition for you. He himself, Mr. Rios, apparently harmed himself in a number of ways and has been transported to a hospital. We do not know his condition yet either. This is a developing story. We will stay on top of it and update you throughout the day, both on air and online at abcactionnews.com. Right now, we return you to your regular scheduled programming.